Hey there, young married group mentors. This is also for campus pastors or whoever is leading your time. We are in month 2. It is March. And so far, we've gotten lots of great feedback about how the first month went. So really excited about that. Thank you guys for all your investment in these couples. And please give feedback to your campus pastors and to us at the network, just so we can help better shape this as we go. So far, it seems like it's been just really great. Giving space for these young couples to really process, build friendship, and connect, which was our goal. So thank you for that. A couple just housekeeping things. If you could do your best to keep attendance, just write down the names, get that to your campus pastors. We really want to track who's involved in these groups, make sure that that's updated on their profiles, and that we know if this is working and how we're doing at really getting people connected. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And then also, if you could just give us feedback about the content we're giving people to watch and listen to on their own. Is it too much? Is it too little? Are people actually listening to it? Any feedback regarding that would be really helpful for us as we're sort of plotting out the rest of the year. So this month, we're going to be talking about sex, which for some people is really awesome and some people is really not awesome. And so I just want to encourage you to kind of hold a couple things in tension. One, I think it's important to be lighthearted about it and not over serious. Like, there's a lot of easy, that's what she said, kind of jokes that make it light and funny. And at married group events, that's, I believe, acceptable to do, where everybody kind of acknowledges, like, oh yeah, it's a thing. We all have sex, some more than others, but it's a thing that we all do. And it's important to make it light, but also keeping in mind that there's people who have been very hurt by sex. Maybe they were sexually abused early on or later in life. Maybe sex has been a really uncomfortable topic for them since they've been married. Maybe one thinks they're not doing it enough, or the other person thinks it's too much, or maybe it's been awkward, or maybe there've been fights over it. So just keeping all those things in mind, that some people have a great sex life and others don't, but it's a very, very important part of our marriage. It's one of the things that keeps us together, and it's the defining thing that's different than every other relationship that we have, right? Hopefully, the only person we're having sex with is our spouse, and so that's something we share only with them. We can have intimate relationships with everyone, but only sexual intimacy with our spouse, and so this matters. Be careful not to tell them how much they should be having sex or not. I think that differs for everybody. In a healthy marriage, it should be happening with some frequency. Just quick stat, if someone's having sex less than 10 times a year, that's called a sexless marriage, meaning that sex is not a regular part of their marriage, and therefore they're probably disconnected, because we know that sex does connect us to our spouse emotionally, physically, and spiritually. God says the two become one flesh, and so it's really important. So it's not just a joke around time. This is actually a both kind of time where we can dig deep. As marriage mentors, it's really important for you to get on the same page about what you want to share about sex. I think it's important for you to be able to share some things about it, and you can be as real as you want to. My wife and I have agreed that we can be very real about it because we've seen how helpful it is for other couples. If you're not totally on the same page, I would encourage you to have a conversation before the weekend of the 18th, this coming weekend, just to figure out maybe something you need to work through so that you can talk effectively about it with your group. I would encourage you to not push people too hard, but also encourage them to share what they can. I think the questions are really good. I would encourage you to even run through the PDF that we send out to everybody, so that you can just kind of give them permission to share a little bit. There's some good pointers on there as to how to address the topic. So I want to encourage you to look at that, make it as comfortable for people as possible, show compassion for those who've been hurt in the area of sexuality, encourage couples to have real conversations that are safe for each other, so that they can get on the same page. And I think this is going to be a really incredible night. The world has nothing to offer us in this area. They literally tell us everything opposite of what Scripture does. And the area of sexual fidelity and the way we encounter sex is one of the main differences for believers and non-believers. That's one of the key things that's different. Everyone in the world can be nice. Everyone in the world can serve other people. But the way we express our sexuality is very different as believers. And so I want to just redeem sex in marriage. You know, every movie and TV show is all about explicit sex or sex outside of marriage. And man, I want to redeem it. I hope that Christian married couples are having more sex than anybody in the world, and that we're more connected because of it. And so I think it's important that we dive into this topic. The content we gave you, I think, is fantastic. There's tons out there on this I think we could really dive into. So I hope that you do so. We're praying for you guys. Please let us know if we can support you in any way, if you have any questions, and hope that your groups go great this coming weekend. Love you guys.